Hello, everyone. Welcome to a round of 64 bracket match between zelgadissan and mm2nescartridge. My name is Dane8373. I'm joined here by Tracy M on commentary. Tracy, how you doing today?
Doing good, doing good. Looking forward to this matchup. Zelga, I mean, been around for a long time. We've seen him a lot. MM2, a newer runner, comes to us from the SMZ3 side of things. A very, very accomplished SM runner, but now has made his way into Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past, and is doing well for himself in his first tournament.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited for this match. As far as for the settings, we've got the boss randomizer mode with the maps and compass shuffled. So just a little bit more value in our dungeons today because they don't have the maps and the compasses. We have random bosses, but if you find the wild compass, you can check the map in the dungeon, figure out who you're going to be fighting in that dungeon. Yeah,
I really like the way the map and compass shuffle, in particular the compass, works with this mode, just because you get wild compasses and they actually have some meaning to them. You know, we're used to just ignoring compasses, even like Key Sanity, where you have the compasses do serve a purpose and tell you the item counts. No one really cares about that much, so mostly you don't pick those up. But here, they're pretty valuable. It could tell you a lot about what you're about to face.
And it looks like we're off. We got both runners starting in Sanctuary, just getting 20 rupees, which it is nice to get a little bit of money when you're doing the Sank start, because sometimes, especially in the boss or Key Sanity, or the compass shuffle or these Key Sanity, where there's a little bit less likelihood to get the money or bombs.
Yeah, and you know, like the $20, so yeah, so it makes it easier for resources. We're probably gonna see some checks of tree pulls and bush crabs. Well, he's from MM2. Looks like Zelga's just gonna... Nope, they're both gonna go straight to the Lost Woods.
Yeah, it definitely makes a lot of sense to kill that guard there, because it's kind of... If you're doing the tree pull towards Lost or Lumberjack, then you can get the pickle or the bush crab, but there you can... It's kind of hard to kill anything on the screen.
Yeah, there's an example of something we wouldn't be picking up in a Key Sanity mode. It's actually it's a useless compass, thanks game. The Ganon's Tower compass does not tell you anything about the bosses. It'd be really neat if they could integrate that in. I don't know if that's ever in the plans or if that's even possible, but not going to do any good for us today.
Yep, unfortunately, it just has the AGA 2 icon when you map in GT, which, I mean, yeah, you're going to face AGA 2, but that's not what we were really worried about.
Yeah, AGA stays in his locations in Boss Shuffle, so not really useful.
Much more useful to know if there's a Trinex in the basement or in the climb or something, but we can't get that.
Okay, so let's see. Gonna head into Kakariko, as per usual.
Yeah, we'll see which runners have different approaches to this. I think generally you'll go into the well first because it's easier to go back there, especially with only having 40 rupees. But some runners will go down to the tavern to check for bombs first.
I'm a big fan of the tavern. That way you give yourself an extra chance of getting bombs. Now, it'd be better if I had money for it, and this way we might see them go. Neither one of them got bombs. Now that there's enough money to buy them, so you might see them go do the tavern just in case, and then do the bomb buy, and then they'll have to drop down into the well again. But like you say, it's a lot quicker to drop down into the well twice than it is to have to go into Lion's Hut twice. Oh, we got a bottle, so we can check Sick Kid and get a piece of heart too.
Yeah, it was actually really convenient to get the exactly 40 rupees there, because we had the 15 in in the well, so they get just enough to purchase bombs over at the bomb stop.
Yeah, we are going to be in a position where they're going to have to, unless there's some money in the well, not in the well, in Blind's Hut, they're going to need to make a decision as to whether or not they'll pay the bottle vendor off or leave it till later.
Yeah, that normally doesn't come back to bite you too hard. It can be a bit concerning if there's something nice there, but a lot of times you'll have to come back and go for a Thief's Down or something, but it's on the back of your mind.
Yeah. Okay, so let's see what Chicken Hut has for us. Just a heart container. And we have to walk right by the bottle vendor. Don't have the money for it yet. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit the well first. MM2, you know, it's like they're synced here, doing exactly the same. Like they talked about their route at the beginning. This is what I'm gonna do if this happens, because they're making all the same decisions here.
Yeah, I think a lot of it. Once you decide to start in Sank and skip Lumberjack, then they just the items have led them to this so far.
I'll laugh if Link's house has either bombs or money. That might have saved them from this. I tend to like to get at least the item in Link's house at the very beginning of these.
Yeah, for sure. Just giving you that little bit of an extra chance to get bombs or money. Got our first map, Misery Mire. We won't be able to check that until they get to the Dark World, but we'll know the prize once we get there.
So if they had gone to Blind Sut first, they got 100 rupees and they get bombed.
Yeah.
Of course. I don't blame either of them for not wanting to do that first, but man, that would, it's gotta be like, oh, what if my opponent did that? He's gonna save so much time.
Yeah, or even like, what if they got neither of these guys got a drop from the guard? What if the guards are dropping bombs and there was a single bomb there? Because with one bomb, I think you go to Blind Side first because same reason it's easier to get back into the well.
And now we've got 2 shields, which will be nice for Thieves Town.
Yeah, I'm sure these runners are very ecstatic about having shields.
Yeah, okay, let's see if the library has anything for us.
Sometimes it's nice when it does, but because then you know the boots probably will show up a bit earlier, something like the hammers up there, but not today.
I like to see, honestly, I like to see Moon Pearl there. That's 100% guarantees I'm getting boots and I'm getting them early.
Yeah, the worst is if you see like a glove or a bow up there, and then it's the second one of those items, and it just doesn't show up for a very long time.
Okay, MM2 is going to blind check the race game. We'll see if he keeps that bug net and a hook shot over at Link's house. That wouldn't have helped them with their money issues, but it is a really nice item to have. And Zelga is going to take that over to escape. A hook shot plus bombs makes it pretty easy to clear this, so I'm guessing he's just going to go ahead and do all of it right now, or as much as he can.
Yeah, he even has the fire rod to make Dark Cross easier to get. So, because sometimes when you come here with literally no items, that's one of the main concerns is that if Dark Cross has an item, you won't be able to get it. But with the fire rod and the magic the uncle has in here, you can get through there. Yeah,
and with the fact that maps and compasses are shuffled, the Hyrule Castle map is one of those maps. So you're guaranteed to either get a small key or an item in Dark Cross, so it is a little more lucrative than in the regular modes.
And we do see a bit of divergence here. These runners no longer going to keep up their agreement about doing the same things, I guess. So MM's going down to the South Shore here. Did not check the dam here, which you'll sometimes see runners group the dam with Desert and Agina area.
Yeah, this tells me he's going to try and do just that. Okay, so what do we got in Mini Moldorm? Bombs. Thank you for giving us all the bombs later. A second boomerang, yay. So those of you that have boomerang preferences, you're good to go either way. And yeah, if you came here first, you get all the bombs. But if you come here first, you actually could have gotten the items. So.
Yeah, you need a bomb to get in.
That's right.
I also saw that Compass of Pod in the Mini Moldorm Cave, so we'll know the boss of Pod when we get there.
Okay, so MM2 doing a slightly different thing than I think we might have expected. Is going to go ahead, it looks like he's going to go ahead and route the dam in now. Basically going to orphan Ice Rod Cave for a little while. So hopefully for his sake, it's not going to be anything that's going to hurt him right now. Bow is nice.
Yeah, I mean, with Bow and Fire Rod, you have a decent chance of being able to... I guess Fire Rod alone is not going to get you Cold Stare, but... You just need some weapon, because I'm thinking about when you get to Eastern, you might be able to beat that.
I mean, they've got a bottle, so actually Fire Rod plus don't miss a shot on the it's doable. It's
just that how do you kill the puffs afterwards once you got the
that's exactly what I'm thinking, because assuming you do your 8 shots, right, and then you have 8 more shots from the bottle. So good luck. You'll have to get some splash damage. We have no Master Sword to do the duping at the beginning, and no bombos to make it better. High cape. So yeah, not exactly an ideal fight if that's what comes up.
And meanwhile, Zelga over in that front of escape, I saw a map in the first chest. Nothing else interesting.
Yeah, those bombs, definitely not what he was looking for. I expect he's going to hope to get a small key here so he can go all the way to the back. If not, then we'll just wait on the glove to get to the back. And we're silvers at 855 on MM2 side.
Yeah, interestingly, those silvers now will put an Argus in the back of the Eastern Palace into logic.
There you go. Oh, yeah, because I got the hook shot. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah?
They actually.
That's
so
another
right now,
fight I do not want to do.
Yeah, because
the silvers will damage the puffs.
Yeah, but the bow does no damage to the puffs, but silvers do. Because whenever you're early and you have Eastern available in map boss like this, you want to think about, can you beat the boss back there? And with this loadout, they can beat Armos Knights, they can beat Vitreous, which will be much easier with those silvers, Argus, give Cold Stare if you filled your bottle and were very accurate, and then the Helmasaur King.
Yep.
So yeah, like 50% of the bosses can be defeated.
Blue mail's nice. Ganon's tower map is useless, and a sword. Yay.
That sword does
that sword just increase the number of doable bosses, although Fighter Sword Cold Stare is not exactly anybody's favorite fight either.
Yeah, mainly Moldorm and Mothula now defeatable. Also, I had forgotten Land Molus was also defeatable. So I think right now they can actually beat everything except Trinex.
Yeah, that sounds right. Oh, hello, lamp in the back of his cape.
Yeah, that could even be logically required if we get like a glove in Eastern Palace vanilla big key chest.
I mean, that could be that to get that lamp, it was logically required to take the fire rod through the front of escape. So.
Yeah, if that's glove locked, or the glove is fire locked somewhere, or lamp specifically, I guess, since fire rod is already available.
Okay, so beginning of Eastern Palace, we get a mirror. It's a good item.
Yeah, so now I'm mainly looking for a glove here now because these runners, between the two of them, they got the hook shot, mirror, and the glove would give them, and the lamp would give them logical, a lot of stuff on the mountain.
I like that. Logical, a lot of stuff.
Yeah, basically all the light world
the technical
stuff.
terms, right? Okay, so we got the big key. Zelga's going to grab this 20. I wonder if this means he's going to keep heading. No, he's not going to go. So it's going to be a while, if ever, that Zelga gets his silvers. The Aegina Cave, if you don't do it early, sometimes you don't ever do it. A lot of runners will do it when they get a flute, or they'll do it when they have Misery Mire access. They'll mirror to it. Zelga's not missing that mirror, so that will be an option.
Yeah, again, those silvers, I think they're much more important now than other modes because of the map compass boss. That it can just be so nice if you get like a Vitreous in Skullwoods and you have the silver arrows already.
Or Vitreous right here in Eastern Palace if that happens.
Yeah.
Because I do expect Zelga to also head over to Eastern Palace after doing this. He's done a lot more stuff already. Unless Ice Rock Cave has a glove and it sends him up the mountain. I kind of expect him to be headed over to Eastern after this.
Yeah, I agree. There's just, you got the free items and the free 3 items in Saha's Hut, and then you've got the items in Eastern with a potentially clearable boss.
And finding out that green pendant information, which is Ice Palace, by the way, also useful.
Yeah, the Bomb Bender and Agina, Sahashala, much more helpful in this mode because you don't get that information for free anymore.
Now, for MM2, this check is not going to be in logic since he doesn't have that lamp, but it is an in-logic check because the lamp is in logic with the location, with the ability to get through the back with the fire rod.
Though then again, I didn't pay enough attention to see where that key showed up.
It had to be in Dark Cross, I think, because we didn't see it in the... It has to either be...
Oh, yeah,
if it's not in the back, it has to be either Dark Cross or it has to be in that first check. And it wasn't the first check, and he didn't have a key until he was heading back.
And the Ice Rod Cave check that MM2 skipped, just 300 rupees. So nice money if you want to do Zora, but not going to be required.
All Fire rod, really nice for this area. Pretty much makes that room trivial.
Yeah, you just walk in and you can either spam the fire rod north and hit the torch that's behind the berry, or you can shoot it right or left.
Okay, we're about to check out our first boss.
Yep, just gotta hope for not Trinex at this point. I guess.
I don't think you really want to see Cold Stare right now, especially when you don't have full magic. If it's Cold Stare, he actually can't do it.
That's
he
true.
Doesn't have enough magic. Oh no, he has magic. No, now he can do it. And it's that's boring. It's
just a Moldorm.
It's not just only. It's not even a multi-eyed Moldorm. It's just a plain old two-eyed Moldorm. That's one of my favorite things. Is the multi-eyed Moldorm. I don't know for sure, but I have been told at one point that they took out the multi-eyed Moldorms, but everybody liked it so much they put them back in. I don't know if that's true, but I like them, so don't get rid of the multi-eyes. the eight eyes and the one eyes are the best.
And this is also a crystal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Always good when you get your crystals early when they're accessible like this.
So Zelga also going to be able to do this. For him, this dungeon is fully in logic.
And yeah, I think as far as all we've got left between the two runners is that mushroom, right? Is there anything else? I guess, yeah, they did bottlenecker. They got the money.
Yeah. So looks like M2 is going to check that mushroom out. For him, the next play is going to be probably do escape before heading over to Zora's not in logic at all because no flippers, no glove. So he probably goes to escape to get all those items. Zelga maybe does Agena before heading over to this mushroom check.
Yeah, I think I wouldn't be surprised to see Zelga do it first just because it's kind of long to get to Agena, but we'll see, because there's got to be some sort of progression here.
Yeah, that's right.
If it's a sword, I think Zelga might maybe tempted to do Agena, but even then, you probably go to Aghanim, especially since he's already got the lamp.
Yeah, in Zelga's case, yeah, absolutely. It's a book, though.
Okay, and that book is a cape in disguise, at least.
Yeah, so that means that MM2, probably having already done Agena, probably heads into escape, and Zelga probably follows that book. Oh no, MM2 is going to follow the book. Okay.
Yeah, I think had MM2 seen anything except a cape or a sword on the desert ledge, he goes to escape first. However, This is just the most obvious Agassiz with 2 items left. I mean, you could get a glove in Desert Palace and then not have to do that Agena or Aghanim and go up the mountain, but with a cape there, it just seems very likely this is going to be Aghanim required.
That's a really, really good point, because it's that cape that's going to put Aga in logic. So yeah, he's not going to get enough to do it with the lamp that he's going to get in escape, and so it would have been a mistake. Wouldn't have worked out so well. Let's see. And he's going to be able, if he's really paying attention, he should be able to deduce that lamp, if this does turn out to be an Agassiz, we'll find out shortly. He should be able to deduce where that lamp is, or just generally that it's going to be in the escape area, just because if it's Aga required, the lamp has to be available, and we're running out of other things.
And we see Mothula in the back here, so another easy boss that they won't be able to beat yet, because first of all, this might be Bootslock, second of all, no glove. Zelga showing us this not frequently seen rupee room, but it's nice to go if you need 90 rupees. You can go over to this room on the right in Eastern.
And of course, we get a small key, so we're still not sure whether this is going to be a beatable dungeon or not. I mean, beatable with the glove. Maybe the glove shows up, but don't have a... Okay, yeah, so piece of heart, don't have the big key yet. One more shot at the big key being here, or it might be on the torch. It is on the...
Oh, wow. Yeah, a game would prove me wrong like that when I say there's no way there's a glove in desert.
There's a glove in desert. That opens up a whole bunch of mountain stuff, so this may not be an Agassiz anymore. And
yeah,
I think
it's really
worth...
bait.
Yeah, it's definitely worth going to the mountain at this point, because we have a dungeon we can clear up there, and we have a whole bunch of checks. So even if this does still turn into an Agassiz, as it very well could, you're still doing a lot of useful things in the Death Mountain area.
Yeah, because you could still get some progression up on the mountain, like the Moon Pearl and Flippers or something. Without it doesn't. That's how far they were and why it looks like such an Agassiz, because they had no glove, no Moon Pearl, no hammer.
Okay, and M2 picks up his cape.
Forgetting about that's the classic. You forget that you got a glove in desert.
No, that's a shame. I mean, assuming that we get a flute and we.
Oh wait, yeah, no, it's boost lock. Never mind.
Oh yeah. We don't have the big key.
That was a yes there, because you got 2 items on the right side, so no, there's no items more in desert, and the big key's on the torch without checking it.
Okay, so M2 is about to get his lamp a lot easier than Zelga did. And probably doesn't do front of escape until after he does the mountain. Because if you're going to do it for Aga, you want to do it right before Aga, because then you can just mirror to the front and walk up there. Zelga will get his book. So which means he'll get his silvers earlier than he was probably than we were expecting. So that's a good thing.
Yeah, definitely, because they just save so much time on some really annoying bosses that you can run into here.
Okay, Zelga gets his book. And let's see where he's got to go over to desert. I don't think he's got any other places left to go.
Yeah, there's literally nothing left in logic for Zelga. Yeah, M2 not even going to go over to the front of escape, having already gotten that lamp. Not feeling too interested with whatever's up there. Because with the lamp now, this is fully in logic. You know that not going to be surprised at all if your next progression's right up here.
So yeah, I would expect to see... Let's see. I don't know if I guess you could do... I'd probably do Hera first, get the crystal taken care of, and then head over to the East Death Mountain checks. But, I mean, you could do it the other way, too. I don't think it's too... You're going to do both, so it doesn't really matter what order you do it in.
Yeah, I think with the boot or the book and everything you need to clear out Tower of Hera, I think it makes a lot of sense to do that one first. Sometimes if you don't have if you're missing something that you might want for Tower of Hera, like a fire source or the book for Ether Tablet, then it makes sense to do the east side first. But here you can just go over and clear it. Well, okay, maybe clear it. Oh no, we can definitely clear Tower of Hera.
No, we can
there's no Trinexes. No Trinexes in Tower of Hera.
Yeah, yep. I mean, I still don't want to face a cold stare right now, but
yeah. And speaking of Trinex,
it is a technically beatable boss.
We see the ice rod anyway, so now this is a very good map compass boss shuffle. You have early silvers, and you have the early ability to kill every single boss in the game.
Yeah, you don't see that very often. Still some bosses you might not want to deal with right now, but
yeah.
Okay, and no, with Blue Mail he can do this bomb jump. He's only got 1 heart.
Oh yeah.
But I almost would just save and quit just to get the health back, and it's not even that much slower anyway.
Yeah, I guess, but you can always hope to just get the fairy from the bushes here.
Yeah, that would work.
And if you fail that bomb jump, oh yeah, you can't get the fairy with no Moon Pearl, but if you fail the bomb jump, you get the fairy from down below there.
That's true. Okay, so...
The main problem with being this low on health is you're not going to be able to Hera pot.
Yeah, that's not going to work here.
I guess you could just death warp out of the basement. There's the Moon Pearl.
Okay, so yeah, there's probably a Master Sword either in Hera or hopefully in Hera. It could be at East Death Mountain. I've never seen the Moon Pearl on a tablet. So that's a new one on me.
Yeah, I've never seen it without already having the sword, so I've never seen that text before. And I'm going to take the Death Warp here, which makes a lot of sense if you want to do the Hera pot. Plus, also, you just don't want to worry about dying.
I mean, I think even if you don't want to do Hera pot, I think you do it here. Do that here. Although I think you may... Okay, so with this being Map Compass, you've already got the small key. I think you should be getting that big key out of the basement anyway. And then come back up for the Hera pot. We'll see if he decides to do that, because there's going to be something. There's something there. Like, there's something on the big chest. You're guaranteed leaving something behind. because map compass. There's the only time there's not something in or behind the basement is if the small key's there and locking itself.
Yeah, you'll see some runners who will come back for it if they feel they didn't get enough. We did see the flute out of here,
which at the moment opens nothing, but very nice to have.
And another good thing is so if it's like a sword or something that's required both, then MM2 would be able to come back for it anyway, but if he decides to leave it, because you have to come back for the moon pearl anyway. Okay,
we got 8 bombs to do this.
Takes 5 bombs to explode this shell, and the annoying part about this boss is Helma likes to camp out that middle hole.
He sure does. Well, he's gotten at least 2 hits.
Yeah, I think he might have gotten all 3, but we'll see. That one
definitely did not hit. And here's another place those silvers will come in handy. And Zelga's going to do the opposite. He's going to go ahead and do East Death Mountain first, which if there's a sword here is going to be really good for him.
Yeah, I think in this particular scenario, just because that tablet ended up being useful, it is going to probably pay off to do this one first.
Okay, now question is, does MM2 go back in for the big key? Probably not, unless there's no sword on East Death Mountain.
Yeah, we'll see. If he doesn't go back in right now, then yeah, he probably would only come back here still missing a sword. And unlike Zelga, he still has the front of escape, so that's not even going to be a full last location.
Yeah, I hope if it does turn out that there's a sword in that big chest, I really hope it isn't after back of or front of escape that he chooses to do it.
Yeah, because there's also Zora as well as another option.
Yeah, that's right. Now available with the glove. And the nastiest possibility, which I doubt is going to come up, but could be a sword sitting on the pyramid ledge. This could still be an Agassi.
I mean, even if they get the moon pearl, it still could be an Agassi, but that would be the worst possible way I think of for
terrible.
Agassi.
But so far, Zelga hasn't gotten a sword, so we're going to be, if it's not Spiral Cave, it's got to be then Zora, Pyramid Ledge, or that big chest. I can't imagine leaving that to have to come back to later.
Yeah, I think that's another one of the advantages with doing East Death Mountain first, is sometimes with those really annoying checks like Hera Basement for the big key for the big chest, it's nice to do more checks, because then if you go over there and you still have nothing, you don't have the sword, it's easier to go back in there and do that than if you still have all these Death Mountain left.
Okay, so what do we got? Do we have a sword here? No, we don't. I mean, red mail's nice. We probably any chance of dying. And Zelga? Oh no, he's okay. I looked like he was starting at Link's house for a second, but yeah. So any chance of dying at Aga Tower is pretty much gone. Red mail's gonna be super nice, but it's either the big chest or it's Zora or the ledge, and I think Zelga's. There's no way he's skipping the big chest here. You just go get that big key. You can still Harapot. That's what a lot of runners will do. They'll go get the big key and then they'll come back up and just Harapot afterwards, still faster. MM2 saving and quitting out of Spiral Cave. Let's see where he goes next. Zelga sees the ice rod, says, "You know what? I want that."
Yep. So yeah, let's see where MM2 is going. I wonder if he's I'm not sure what he's got over here. Activate the flute. Yeah.
That's a good place to start. Is Zelga probably gonna get that ice rod after he finishes Hera? Hopefully he remembers.
Yeah, I think that's what was going through his head with you can just save and quit out of there and not have to do the bomb jump.
Yeah, I kind of like that. The asteroid's really not going to help you right now. It's important just knowing where it is. So long as you don't forget. That would be my concern. If it was me, I'd be worried about forgetting it. I'd probably just go ahead and pick it up.
Yeah, I would definitely do the same. Too many times I've done Helmasaur first and forgotten to go back into pod.
Oof, yeah, that's another one. Okay, so Zelga's gonna get that flute. Let's see if he goes and does. Yeah, he's gonna go get that big key. Because he has so many fewer locations. MM2 gonna go ahead and do front of escape. Now, if you're MM2, do you do Aga right now? This is still probably an Aga seed. But now he's got things he can do.
Yeah, it's tough because like it's just Zora that you'll be able to get. You can't even like sequence break Waterfall Cave with the loadout that they have.
That's right.
I mean, I guess they could sequence break.
Splash delete, but and you can see the item to know whether it's worth splash deleting, but that's probably not going to be anything.
Yeah, you can get Hobo out of Logic and the Zora Ledge out of Logic, but you'll leave behind the Waterfall Cave. And also, it's just going to be they already have the mirror, so you can route in all of that stuff with Catfish.
Yep.
So I think it could be worth the gamble if you're down to 2 spots like MM2 is.
Okay, Zelga gets his big key, so it'll be really interesting to see what's in that big chest. Setting up that Harapot anyway. Because, like I said, still faster so long as you do it quickly. MM2 is going to be able to skip Dark Cross because that's where the small key is. We can double check that here. Yeah, there we go. That's a map. It's not the map, but it is a map, which means logically speaking, the small keys can't be. And there's that Master Sword. But logically speaking, that small key can't be beyond that location. And yeah, Master Sword. So Zelga's gonna be able to get that Moon Pearl. Probably with the flute. The Zora check is not so bad. Zelga had spent some time making sure that he had enough money, so I think it'd be reasonable for him to go ahead and check it. And he could do the fake flipper and get the waterfall fairy as well. So I don't think that's a bad play. But it's still looking like an Agastine.
Yeah. So it might not be the end for MM2 if as long as it's not like Zora, you go over there and either there's something you can sequence break in Waterfall Cave or a hammer or something to make Agua not required. Because normally when you see something like this where a runner's going to do Aga a bit earlier because they missed something in the overworld, like Aga ends up not being required, but this seed they still need a little bit more to be able to dodge Aga.
Well, and the other thing going on here is we've got a bow and a hook shot, and those are the classic items you're looking for what do I do after I've killed Aga.
Yeah.
The hook shot to get over to the west side, and the bow to get to get into pod. Like this will be an almost full clearable pod, no hammer to get to the boss, but could do everything else. And it wouldn't be a bad idea to just go ahead and clear it right away, but also be fine to go ahead and just hook shot over to the west side. Okay, Zelga's gonna get that Moon Pearl. MM2 hasn't even an Ice Rod Cave, so he's gonna get that money.
Yeah, now MM2 is down to just Zora and the Hero Basement plus the Pyramid Ledge.
Okay, so... Oh, and yeah, Zelga's got to remember to go get that Ice Rod, and he did. Better than I am at this, because I had already forgotten he hadn't gotten it. Good job.
And we are seeing MM2 is going to do some sequence breaks here, so he will not be able to get the Waterfall Cave. It doesn't look like he's interested in... No, he's going to do Hobo, just going to go this way.
Yeah, I think he's just going to check and make sure there's nothing on Lake Hylia Island. It's just a heart container. The Zora is in logic. Doing with Fake Flipper is, probably a little bit faster, even if you can't do usually you do it with Fake Flipper so you can also do the other checks here. But in this case, it's still, I think, a little bit faster with flute to flute over there like that. And Zelga's not even going to bother with Zora. He says, you know what? I've got one item at Zora in logic.
Oh, the hammer is up there.
Oh, this is fascinating. That is, if MM2 chooses to splash delete, he can skip Aga.
Yeah, because I think this probably is going to be a required Aga seed. You need to, unless Zora gives us vanilla flippers or
flippers
on the ledge.
or mitts.
Yeah, because we got to get something to get Dark World access. So this could be a weird twist of events where you think MM2 might end up doing AGA early unnecessarily, but maybe, and it's not really unnecessarily because it's probably logically required, but you could see MM2 actually skipping AGA.
This is logically required AGA. This may not be hard required AGA, but it's definitely logically required AGA. And let's see if he can get this splash delete. That looks good. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, that one's a little bit trickier because you have to be very on point with your timing because you have to get basically 2 splash deletions with your placement. And also good clutch by MM2 to do that with only the 4 bombs or 3 bombs.
Okay, so now he heads back up to Hera to get his big key, to get his big chest item, to get his sword, to get his moon pearl. I think the time is going to be about a wash in terms of getting to the Dark World. The amount of time that Zelga is going to spend doing AGA is probably about the amount of time that MM2 has to spend to get this Master Sword.
Yeah, it's just that early hammer, that could be pretty big. We'll have to see how that goes. The one reason why doing AGA like Zelka is appealing is because like you can just go over to Catfish and Mirror and do Sora on the way. So worst case, you basically just lose the time you spent doing AGA.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if he does do that. And then of course if he sees the hammer, I would. Oh no! Oh, quick swap mishap. Oh.
Yeah, you hate to see that.
That I always get nervous when people have mirror selected. But this was I didn't see if he had mirror on. I think it was just a quick swap mishap. It happens to everyone.
Yeah, because I'll definitely. This could really. It really depends where Zelga goes after Aghanim. Just how much of an advantage I think that hammer MM2 got will be.
Yeah, and little things like does he do pod right away, and is pod even a pendant or a crystal? You know, like there might be stuff in pod that he needs, but then it might also turn out that pod's a pendant. You don't actually need to ever kill the boss there.
I think we did get the pod map. I think that was the one that was in Escape.
Okay. Well, then we'll be able to tell as soon as someone does a map check or someone enters. You'll see a lot of times runners won't even do map checks in these. And they'll just check it when they get into the dungeon now that the letter's there to tell them.
MM2 getting the second Herapod, going to get his sword relatively quickly.
And then he'll be able to get that Moon Pearl sitting on the Ether tablet.
And Zelga going to go into Aghanim. Chat can post their guesses on how many blue balls you think we're going to see. These runners will see the same number should they both do Aga, though I don't think MM2 is going to.
And MM2 gets that Moon Pearl. Let's see where he takes it first.
Looks like it's Spike Cave.
You're
Otherwise,
right here.
He would have fluted.
Oh, you're right here. You have a cape. May as well.
And it's the last thing up here now that you've done Hero Basement and Ether Tablet.
Yeah, the rest of the stuff is behind the myths. Who knows when we get those? I would have liked to see him use that hook shot to save some health before having to turn that cape on. But otherwise, yeah, I mean, he's still gonna should have enough.
Gotta have tighter movement since he didn't use the hook shot, but looks good.
Okay, just bombs. Looks like he had no bombs, so maybe that was good.
Yeah, between the Helmasaur boss fight and the splash deletion and the Herapods, the bombs haven't been able to stay in MM2's inventory for too long.
Yeah, looks like he's gonna go straight for Spike Cave here. Not Spike Cave. Hype Cave.
Yes, other cave. looks like Zelga's got at least 5 blue balls, it looks like.
Yeah, somebody in chat. I never count. I can't count these. But chat telling us 5. Oh, now 6. Yeah, it's really unfortunate when you're not the person, when your opponent ends up not doing it and you end up with that many blue balls. You do get powder in Hype Cave. Map to Eastern, so that's useless. Map compass to ice and a tempered sword. Tempered sword is nice. That's probably the highlight, really.
Yeah, I mean, that's making this even more. This is already pretty nice, giving them all the boss defeating items early, and then now tempered sword and silvers makes it even easier.
Just 20 rupees. Now, where does Zelga go? Let's see. Where are you going?
Looks like he's going north, so that should be. If he goes to Catfish and gets Zora.
Yeah, this could. He's got the hook shot out though. That tells me he's going across the river.
Well, sometimes you do Catfish first.
Okay, no, he kept going. Okay.
Yeah, because I think that makes a lot of sense. Because I think with the mirror, that might have influenced. I mean, doing Zora alone is kind of rough anyway. You have to kind of really be into the fake flipper to do it. But with the mirror,
yeah. Grabbing those bombs probably is thinking in terms of splash delete. In this case, he's thinking of it in terms of the fairy cave, but gonna be happy he's got 10 of them to do both locations.
Yeah, and you don't have to worry. Sometimes when you have beaten Eastern like these guys, you have to worry about using more bombs to undo the splash deletion from Armos. But since there was a Moldorm in Eastern, that's not a concern today.
Okay, so while we were looking at Zelga buy bombs, apparently MM2 just picked up mitts on Bombo's tablet. That's crazy.
Jeez. Yeah, because there's no guarantee you go down to Bombo's tablet this early.
No, that might be a while for Zelga. Ether medallion. Okay, that's a to be determined whether that's needed or not. Be really good for Zelga right now if that was required, because it's gonna be a while before MM2 ever goes to Catfish.
Yeah, it would just be with the. You have to combo with just the waterfall.
Okay,
Zelga
there we
doing.
go. Nicely done.
Yep, had to do the drowning 2 bombs and then try to place a 3rd one and get rejected to reset the variable for splash deletion.
Yeah, hopefully he can do it with 4 when he gets to the other spot. And
Yeah,
two heart pieces, neither one puts him back into a flipper state, so.
You love to see it. This water walk is a little bit easy, or the splash delete is a little bit easier when you have the water walk, if your variable isn't messed up.
Okay, so he sees the hammer, knows it's there.
Probably not feeling too good about that hammer because you know your opponent can always splash or always fake flipper over here. And Zelda intentionally getting rid of the water walk there, so I guess he doesn't want to do it from the water walk state.
Yeah, I think because if this were something he picks up, I think that puts you right back into the fake flipper state, and that would be hard to deal with. So he just decides, you know what, I'm just going to do this. Also gets the fake flipper for the hammer. Meanwhile, M2 working his way south to north, doing all the Village of Outcast checks. Let's see what Zelga is up to now. Maybe he'll... Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing Pod. That wouldn't be a bad choice right now.
Yeah, they really got a whole lot of choices, because they can beat basically all of the Dark World dungeons.
Looks like Zelga's going to, at the very least, start with Hype Cave, which is always a good place to start.
And I did MM2 give us a map check. It looks like we saw that Misery Mire is a pendant.
Ooh, okay. Well, thanks, Flute. Flute could still be useful if we have to go back to Finished Desert.
Yeah, just nice for getting around.
Always nice for getting around. Okay, so... Did we get anything? Was he going to grab the purple chest right now? Yeah, looks like he is. Gonna go for...
Powder.
Oh, we have powder. Okay, right. I forgot we had powder.
So we're basically looking for flippers and or possibly flippers and possibly cane. And then I guess medallion for Turtle Rock maybe.
And desert. Okay, so desert is definitely a crystal.
Okay, and then we need the boots as well because desert boot locks today.
Yes. I mean, it's not so bad to need the boots, you know?
Yeah.
Okay,
it's nice if they don't show up very late and then they're just sitting in some stupid pendant dungeon.
Okay, looks like Zelga's not gonna go anywhere near the Bombos tablet, which could be unfortunate. We did get a Bombos in the purple chest, which another one of those to be determined items. It might be a while before Zelga gets to that as well, since it's gonna be a while before he gets to Mitts.
Yeah. With purple chest for sure. I think if the flippers show up, you could see Zelga do Bombos tablet out of swamp. But you probably won't take if he gets them, it's late, probably not going to take those to Smith Chain.
Not right away. And maybe never, depending on whether that Bombos is even required.
Yeah, because by the time, if you're thinking you're getting the mitts late here, as long as like flippers or cane or something shows up, then the mitts will give you some sort of dungeon you can beat.
And let's see, M2 going into Thieves Town, it looks like. He did a map check. I did not see.
Mothula.
Okay, well that's easy.
Second Mothula.
Yes, Thieves Town is always kind of a goofy dungeon in these, because the back is another left side swamp.
Yep, absolutely. It's really nice when you just get to go in here and skip it.
Yeah, like Thieves Town is a terrible gold mode dungeon in pretty much any other mode, but when bosses are shuffled, you can just go kill the boss and leave. It's actually a really nice go mode dungeon. Oh, Zelga hasn't even activated his flute yet, so doing that now.
Yeah, because he got the flute right before Moonburrow, and then just went to Aghanim and got the hammer. It's been a long journey.
Well, there's our last medallion. So between the two of them, we are set with medallions. And we're going to see Pod from Zelga. This is not in logic until we find flippers, but it is a full clearable dungeon with the items that we have.
And most of the stuff in it is in logic.
Right. The only thing not in logic is the boss. You're probably going to do it anyway.
Yeah.
There's absolutely no reason not to do it anyway, unless we get in there and see it's the letter P, and then maybe you skip out.
Yeah, I know maybe they didn't hit them. I thought it was the map to Pod that was in Escape, but I guess maybe it was Ice Palace now that I think about it.
Well, we'll know for sure when he enters. And nope, it looks like it is a crystal because we just got a pendant in Thieves Town.
So this will be required. Yep, no map.
Now, Zelga doesn't know this is a crystal, but we know it's a crystal, and I think you just do it.
Yeah, I think so too. Especially because Pod is very annoying to get back to.
And you've already done Eastern, so you really can't pair it. The only reason you'll ever be back in this area is if you turn in Green Pendant. And that's not something you're going to wait to do Pod for.
Yeah, you're just going to hope you don't have to do that today.
Okay. Pod will have 2 extra items, but we still have 6 small keys to deal with. And it's still going to be 4 of them in the front. Zelga doing a pretty standard route for clearing this. Gets those first 2 small keys, so this may not be bow locked at all.
And the bows were both pretty early. Both actually just Sphere 0.
Yeah.
See if the cape is going to be required.
Nope. I mean, you might want that heart container, but you don't want to have 20 hearts. There's one.
Yeah, with the red mail and the silvers and temper, I think these runners are feeling comfortable.
Yeah, I think so. That's pretty far out of the way for a heart container. And we do have we can clear Skullwoods. MM2 should have complete crystal and pendant knowledge at this point, so no reason not to do this for him.
Yeah, this is when you really appreciate that. The red mail might actually make a difference here, because if you find some annoying bosses in that Skullwoods, like normally red mail isn't too helpful because the spikes are what do most damage, but like Vitreous doing 4 in Skullwoods can be annoying.
Oh, there's the big key for Pod.
Looks like Zelga's gonna go right to whoever's back here, and probably not Helma, but could be.
Yeah, and interesting MM2 not doing that in Skullwoods. I like the choice to go to the back first, even better in Skullwoods than in Pod, but my only concern in Pod is a little easier to forget to go back in. But Zelga's shown that he doesn't forget these things. M2 on the other hand is doing the front of Skullwoods first, which is fine. Could go to the back afterwards, and that's fine. But I kind of like in Skullwoods when you have a tempered sword, you got fire rod, you got everything you need for it. Just going to the back first and then coming back and doing the front.
Yeah, I agree. I'm wondering if maybe he was thinking about not fluting away out of Skullwood since he's done everything else. Probably not interested into like Graveyard Light or something. Mm-hmm. I was a bit surprised because sometimes if they get the big key, then you're thinking of fluting away, it makes sense. But luckily for him, the big key was in here. It's like that's one of the best parts about doing the back first is that you'll have the big key for here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I think for MM2, you can just, after beating whatever boss is back here, you check pad and then
flute away. Hey, here's our cold stare, and Zelga going to use those sword beams to dupe the fire rod shots. Flickies gets one extra shot out of it.
And these puffs will die very quickly because they take spike damage, so the ones that he got without that spike. Get rid of them really quickly. Yeah, Cold Stare is one of the rare bosses that I don't mind seeing in that Skullwood spot because they take spike damage, especially if you're on like Fighter Sword, because you can just do so much damage to them. Zelga getting his crystal. I don't think MM2, yeah, he did talk to the bomb vendor, and we saw that Desert was one of the reds.
I think it was Zelga that talked to him, but yeah, we know that at this point. Okay, Zelga goes back in. Let's see what's in the back of Pod. Yeah, you missed that first torch, MM2.
Yeah, luckily MM2 has bombos, because whenever I'm doing boss shuffle like this, I always want to try to use as little magic as possible, just in case there's a cold stare.
You never know what you're going to be facing.
At least you don't have to worry about Trinex is the other magic requirer, and he's not going to be here because Trinex is not allowed in Skullwoods. He is too big.
Yeah, can you imagine Trinex here? Oh my god. Oh, hey, everybody's favorite. It's Helmacopter time.
Yeah, preparing for takeoff, and it's that tail spinning.
Chat getting a treat today. That's our second Helma, too.
Yeah, we've already seen 2 of our duplicates. We've got 2 Helmas and 2 Mothulas. And there's half magic in the Harmless Hellboy, which is even nicer in boss shuffle because of random Trinexes and gold stairs.
Absolutely. There we go. There's that last shot to finish off Helmacopter for MM2. Let's go to Rock Compass. $50 rupees. One more item here for Zelga.
Yeah, right. So far, Pod has not really had anything in it.
Yeah, the highlight has been the half magic. Which is nice. You don't turn it down, but definitely not what we're hoping to find for progression. So Zelga is going to go ahead and mirror on out of here and flute away to do the next thing.
It's looking like those mitts are going to be pretty important.
Yeah, you can find your way home now. Is that a compass?
I was
It's
wondering
definitely
if
not
that's,
a required item.
I was wondering if that was the map of Hyrule Castle.
Chat saying I think that in fact, our tracker,
Oh
Sorcerer
no, the
Finch,
map.
says
I thought
the
maps
map.
were burritos on the or a tightly rolled map, but I don't know.
Yeah. Our chat's saying map, but I don't know.
Oh yeah, they don't tell you where the map is to because that would tell you that that dungeon is a crystal, which would make the map
Right,
useless.
because logically speaking, the maps and the compasses have to be available before you beat the dungeon. Now they can be on the boss. It's just I shouldn't say before you beat the dungeon, before you get the dungeon reward, because it can be on the boss. The main reason for that is, I think when they first introduced, it may have been a Key Sandy thing, when they first introduced it, too many maps and compasses were ending up in GT.
Yeah, because like the way that it works is that like the item is technically locked by the map or compass, but they have like a little exception that it can also be the map or compass. So it's,
Right.
So it doesn't come up. That knowledge is useful rarely, but sometimes it can help. Like if you find I don't know, a map somewhere in GT, then you know that and you sequence broke like something like Kane of Smart or Flippers, you know that that's not going to be in
Right.
on pedestal.
Okay, now we'll see if Zelga does Thieves Town as well. He also does not know. I don't think he got a Thieves Town map. That actually would have been super valuable because he could have just skipped out on this. But it wasn't, you know, it's not a bad dungeon to do when you don't do the back. Now he might do the back because he's got fewer things left without those mitts that MM2 has.
Yeah. And well, that could be because like I feel like right now the early mitts advantage is pretty big for MM2 because it's going to be a while before Zelga gets down to Bombos. But if something is on in the back of thieves like the Flippers or something, that could be big for Zelga.
Right, and those medallions are still really interesting right now. The Bombos for MM2 and the Ether for Zelga, because it's going to be a while before Zelga gets that Bombos medallion on the purple chest, and it might even be longer before MM2 gets the Ether medallion over on Catfish. Now, all that being said, it maybe just means that Quake is going to be our medallion of use today. So
yeah, because Mayer hopefully they don't have to go into. It's just dependent today.
Yeah, and with Ped being dead, we even less likely that we need to do Misery Mire. And Zelda grabs the key and is going to fight a moth here.
Oh yeah,
and a very quick moth.
Chat pointing out that Flippers can't be locked by the hammer, which is good to know. Though Thieves Town back could still have it everywhere, but the big chest with the small key already showing up.
That's right. And Canis and Mario could be in any of those. Canis, Mario, and Boots also could be in any of those locations. And you know the mitts. I mean, if there's something good here for Zelga, if he goes back in, advantage Zelga because he still has that shot at mitts go mode, which is really really nice if you can get it.
Yeah, absolutely. Like that Smith chain, getting it to combo it in was nice and efficient for MM2, but it's even more efficient if you just don't ever have to do it.
Right, exactly. So Zelga is going to go ahead and go back in and see if he can find himself a cane or a Flippers. Not a Flippers. Yeah, cane or Flippers. I just can't be in the big chest like we said. Would also, be happy to find a Bombos, but not going to be finding that. So.
And then Boots, of course, for
Boots being the other one. Boots would be really nice because then you can do Desert and you can go fast.
Yeah, and Desert, it would be one of the items that might put him in the neighborhood of Bombos Tablet again as well because of that red crystal turn-in.
Yep.
The Flippers, I think, would be really good for Zelga because then you go over, you do Swamp and do Bombos after.
Yeah, absolutely. MM2 going to clear out Pod first and then go do the boss. Now he's going to find almost nothing in here. Will get his half magic though.
Yeah, I think for MM2, you probably want to go up to the mountain. He's doing all as much as you can south of the mountain because you might find something like a cane or something, but there's Dark Death Mountain is a dense location, and he'll get to know if he needs Ether Medallion or not.
And Zelga doing a good job of remembering you don't have to bomb out the floor when you play this with a boss shuffle. 2 more locations. Still quite a few items that this could be.
Yeah, it's kind of these runners are really just looking for the next thing here, really, because they don't need that much left, but they do need something to beat basically all of the dungeons that they have left.
Compass to Skull Woods. Wait. Oh, he didn't do the big chest?
Yeah.
That seems really odd. We had the small key, right?
Yeah. Oh wait, no, maybe we didn't. No, he had a small key when he was beating the boss. So man, I think I might have misread
because he grabbed
it.
the pot key.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah. I just saw the one key.
Okay, so the small key is locked in the big chest. We don't have to do it.
Yeah.
So unfortunately
yeah,
for Zelga, nothing in the back of Thieves Town.
So yeah, that means that everything in the back was hammerlock except blind cell. It was all garbage though, so it doesn't really matter.
I mean, it's only 2 items at that point, but yeah, Zelga gonna go ahead and do Skull Woods right now. Makes a lot of sense. Looks like he's gonna go for. Yeah, and this has kind of been the thing we've seen from these runners. MM2 doing the boss last, Zelga doing the boss first. He's going to do the middle chest check here, which makes a lot of sense. Could do it in the middle. Like, it doesn't really matter whether you do this now or you do it after, if you're planning on doing it.
Yeah, it depends how I'm feeling and if I want to do this one first. Like, if you're really well equipped sometimes. And I guess in Map Compass you do it more frequently because you're not going to get all the blind items from the back. MM2 getting over to his bombos. He does get the half magic early so it's going to help him for this fight. Zelga did not have it.
It's like we're going to do this chest, the one in the back here first. Okay, so curious where MM2 goes next.
Yeah, I'd expect to see him flute to the mountain, but could go.
Not
I think
for Meyer area.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, he does have the Meyer area, so I think maybe you dip the Meyer area first.
Because you can finish desert. No, you can't. We don't have boots.
Yeah, that's the one thing that holds you back from it. But it looks like he's
so
going
maybe
to
do the mountain
Catfish.
first. Oh, that'd be really good for him. Yes, he'll get that ether medallion.
Yeah, I don't see any other reason why you'd walk out of here.
I wonder if he'll splash delete to the waterfall ferry as well. It's got 10 bombs. There's plenty of equipment to do it.
I don't even know if this. I don't know if it's faster to walk out of here or mirror and flute. It seems like it'd be faster to mirror and flute.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, helicopter part 2 from Zelga.
Yeah, doing a really good job of not recoiling onto the spikes.
Yeah, that block, he was getting recoiled onto that block, which is really nice.
This boss is not. It's not. You sometimes can get helicopter on low percents, and it's pretty rough.
Yeah, I mean, the good news is this tail's not going to do its attack, but you still have the fireballs to contend with, and you still have the spikes to contend with. And bombs. I don't know how much bombs help with the conveyor floor, and we were missing a whole bunch of silver shots because of that floor.
Yeah, this conveyor makes a lot of aiming very difficult.
Like he's going to give up on. Yeah, I was just going to go ahead and use the sword. And shout outs to Red Mail.
Yeah.
So this is interesting on MM2's part. The fact that okay.
He's going to Graveyard Ledge first, but we'll see if he comes back.
Right, we have not seen Graveyard Ledge.
We'll have the Kern jump back.
Yeah, I don't know if he goes back.
We'll see, yeah. If he does go back, it would have to be via the Kern jump.
Okay, Zelga can do his own ped check. And we get another map. I'm a little surprised he picks it up, because at this point we don't need any maps. We should have complete pendant knowledge.
Yeah, I don't know if we might have some information shared between worlds on the trackers.
Yeah, maybe he hasn't checked to see that Meyer is a pendant. No, Zelga just did. Okay, we are going to do... Yeah. Oh, nicely done. First try. If you do it that easily, I was going to say it might be better to do the catfish first. But if you can do it that well, then there's no reason to wait on it. No reason to not do it the way he did it.
Yeah, it is a little bit faster to go to Graveyard Lunch first. And then we'll probably see. So this will, I guess this Ether could be really helpful for MM2 if like Cane of Samaria shows up in Dark Death Mountain and you need Ether for Turtle Rock.
Yeah, it was really good he gets this Ether now. That was one of Zelga's biggest advantages. So was the possible requirement of the Ether medallion.
Now, this is interesting, though, because I don't think Zelga probably will go over to the mitts pretty soon now because there's just not much left of the Graveyard Lunch.
So
oh, that was interesting. MM2 got hit, but he splashed. The fake flipper state didn't get ruined because the splash deletion was still happening, so the splash got deleted again.
I don't think I've seen that before. Oh, no! His pieces of heart were not exactly as kind.
Yeah, he would have been okay with the splash deletion because it would have put him where he jumped into the water, but it's been interesting that to get splash deleted when you're already in the splash deletion. Fake flipper.
Okay, we don't care about the heart container. Looks like Zell's going to go over to Graveyard Ledge. For him, is there anything else he's got left other than Almost Tablet?
I don't believe so.
So he's gonna get those mitts really soon. Now we have Quake for Misery Mire, the easy medallion.
Yeah, because now you gotta be concerned if you're rooting for Zelga about Bomb Boost for Turtle Rock, because that is gonna be probably not something he gets too soon.
Okay, so we have Flippers in Mire Shed and another bottle. I think that's our third bottle. Yeah, Zelga says no to the map, as he should. So we're now Cane and Boots, all the good red things.
Yeah, and I'm wondering if MM2 is going to put off going to the mountain for a little bit, because now you can beat Swamp Palace. So I think in this situation, this is one where it's a little bit more dangerous than Map Compass, but you can just skip left side of Swamp and beat that, and then go up to the mountain climb, knowing that you probably will get the Cane of Samaria if it's down here.
Yeah, and given that you have all three medallions, you don't have to worry about finding one. So if you just find Cane and Boots here, you don't have to even think about whether you can do Turtle Rock or not. Oh, we had a shovel at some point, and it has nothing.
And also we're going to do powder, it looks like, for Zelga.
Which is going to be a little unfortunate, because not really... we know this is nothing. He's not going to be able to then combine this with Smiths like M2 did. Ideally for Zelga, he probably... We'll see whether he does Dark Death Mountain or Mire first. I don't think he goes Smith Chain.
No.
His other options are Pendant Dungeons. So I imagine if you're Zelga, you probably check out those two areas. And... hope that it's not Bombos on Turtle Rock.
Yeah, I think Smith Chain is going to be very late in Zelga's future, because you get the mitts and flippers. You have Swamp Palace now, at the very least. And I guess Zelga's going to Spike Cave now, so I guess he still had that as well.
Oh, right. He still hasn't gone to Bombos. Yeah, Spike Cave is nothing, unfortunately. So he's got a hard last location, these mitts, because I think this is... I keep saying it, and at one point I will be correct. This is his last location.
There can't be surely no other things left. And we've got Blind in Swamp.
Oh, that's pretty easy.
Yeah, at this point you don't need to do the compass checks because they can beat every boss, but sometimes it's nice to know. Especially with magic.
It's nice to with the magic situation, being prepared for that, but also just, being ready for a try next if that's the item. or if that's the boss. And we are going to be starting on the pyramid because Zelga did do Aga. Logically required, but practically unnecessary, since the hammer was sequence breakable.
Yeah, because those flippers only just now put the hammer into logic.
I know,
you had
right?
to take mitts. I guess they've had Meyer has been available for a while. It's just MM2 had so many dungeons to clear out. There wasn't really a point to go over there yet.
It really wasn't high on his priority list, I don't think.
Yeah, it's a pretty quick check. I think he would have gone over there earlier if the boots had shown up. It's just with knowing that you got to be desert at some point and it's boots locked and Meyer's appended. It's just not. You'd rather do it later.
Yeah, exactly.
So Zelga finally will be getting those mitts on the Bombo's tablet.
What do you think? You think he goes straight to the mountain?
I think it's hard to skip Meyer just because it's so quick to go before, and then we'll have decision when you get the flippers.
Fair enough.
Because I think if you don't have the cane, then maybe you go straight to the mountain. But even without having the medallions, it's just so nice to get those quick 2 checks.
Yeah, and you are correct. He is going to go check out Misery Meyer first. And we'll get flippers. MM2 did not do left side swamp yet, so we'll see if he goes back in for it.
Yeah, I think this is pretty much the prime time to skip left side swamp if you are not totally adverse to ever skipping it, because like you get to do it first before going to the mountain, and then yeah, the cane with boots could be there, but you still got a lot of stuff left on the mountain. It is map compass, so that it's a little more sketchy to skip left side swamp, but this is a really good scenario for it.
Yeah, I mean it's going to be items. So that's a huge difference from a regular seed. You're not going to go over to the left side and hit a map and a compass for the dungeon. But it's still slow. It still takes a long time. You know, it's a really slow check. Anytime you can skip that and not get burnt by it, it's really, really good. And as I said, you know, I've seen in just this tournament alone, I've seen runners lose for going to it and it having nothing. I've seen runners lose to not going to it and having something. And you know. So there's no hard and fast rule one way or the other. You know, whatever happens, happens. It's either got something or it doesn't, and you know, maybe you get screwed, maybe you don't. Okay, so looks like Zelga does also want to do swamp. We'll see if he full clears it or if he skips the left side as well. Well, MM2 is going to have that decision right now.
Yeah, I think Zelga may feel a bit behind and want to definitely skip it, but we'll see. MM2 gonna skip that as well. Already skipped the back of Thieves Town, so gonna have 2 sort of dungeons that are gonna be really annoying to get back to. We know Thieves Town will be fine.
See, has he done the shuffle check? Because that must be what he's doing now.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything else in this area that you could possibly be checking.
Yeah, that's where he's going. Then MM2 will most likely be showing us that mountain. They could dip Icer Meyer, but that doesn't seem like a very good idea right now.
No,
I guess
he's
no,
going
he's going
to
to
ice.
ice. Okay.
I'm a little bit surprised at ice because it's a pendant, and you don't have the cane to make it faster. Now, Kane could be here. It wouldn't be the strangest thing ever. Kane in Ice Palace likes to happen. It's why I always say, you still need to learn the Ice Palace bomb jump. Do not be relying on Icebreaker, because you will be very sorry the first time it's not available.
Yeah, it still comes up a good amount of the time where it's either, even if it's not in Ice Palace specifically, sometimes Ice Palace is just a really good option and you don't have the game.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but if Ice Palace is nothing, then this could be right back. If Bombos is not required and Ice Palace is empty, this is going to be a close race if Zelga doesn't go there.
Yeah, I can't imagine. I mean, Zelga going here. The medallion knowledge is more important to him than it is to MM2, because he needs to know whether he needs to search out whether he's go -2 or go -3. Yeah, and chat pointing out the time difference of the Aga fight. I don't think the two things that I would point at that are the time difference here. It wasn't so much that he did the Aga fight, but the mirror in Aga Tower really hurt him. Because that basically evened out because MM2 hard last locationed the sword in Hera Big Chest because he was trying to skip it with Hera Pot. And that sword was hard required to get the Moon Pearl on the Ether Tablet. So that time kind of evened out. But MM2 getting those mitts a lot earlier was able to do a lot of checks on path and a little more efficiently than Zelga's going to be able to do. So if that Bombos is required, and Zelga still has to do Purple Chest, that's gonna be a time advantage for MM2. Also, MM2 just skipping more. He didn't do the back of Thieves Town. Hasn't done the left side swamp. Now we know the back of Thieves Town is nothing, but we don't know left side swamp yet.
Yeah, those early mitts, like it was pretty even between the two with just the Aga minus the mirror, and then with the having to double dip Hera and Mountain for the Moon Pearl. It's just that moon, like you said, the routing efficiencies from the mitts were quite helpful.
Okay, let's blind almost done here for Zelga.
And this is not even a good Ice Palace layout here for MM2. I think we got a small key in that big chest there, so no bomb jump, and you have to take a long way to Ice T. All right, let's see what Zelga decides to do here now, because this could really make a big difference in just how close this race is going to end up being.
So left side swamp remains.
Looks like he's going to Ice Palace too.
Oh, that's unfortunate because I mean, if it's the items here, then okay, whatever. But he's not gonna be able to gain that time back. And I really, why don't these guys want to go to the mountain? I want to know. I want to know what's there.
Yeah, I think for Zelga, it's you're feeling like you're pretty behind. He hasn't checked this yet.
Okay, so this is a blind check. He could flute away from here.
He could, yeah.
Nope.
He's going back. I don't know if that was an accidental portal or.
Yeah, it's true. You wouldn't want to go. Yeah, okay, so there he goes. Yeah, that's not gonna work.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if he could mirror there, but.
We just learned you can't. Okay, so he is also going to do Ice Palace. I don't understand from either one of them doing Ice Palace when you have a mountain with 6 items to just go do. And maybe you can, if Kane's there, you can do Turtle Rock. If Boots are there, I get it. I mean, I guess Ice Palace, it is Green Pendant. There are 2 extra items, so that's a total of 6 items out of here. So I guess that's the reason. But I feel like it's a slower 6 items than the mountain. And the mountain you're going to do at some point regardless? I don't know. We'll see. If they prove me wrong, we get a gold sword. Yay.
I'm a little more surprised for MM2 because for Zelga, I get it more because I just don't feel like he's feeling too good about how the seat's going for him. He last located the mitts, mirrored Naga Tower, so he's thinking he has to take a gamble here. I understand it a little bit more from Zelga. I was a bit surprised for MM2 because he last located the sword up there, but it was kind of bad anyway. So, but the rest of the seat I think has gone really well for him too.
Yeah, I mean, and I think if he hadn't last located the sword, he probably would have done the logical Aga play. Yeah. So I think again a wash in terms of time spent.
Yeah, because I think that's not with the Moon Pearl not showing up, the odds of someone fake flipping there with no money and no Moon Pearl, it's just not incredibly likely that your opponent's going to get that hammer. And the saddest part about Gold Sword to me in this mode is that even if you get Vanilla Trinex, you can't zero cycle in because the Firehead comes out quicker in Boss Shuffle. It is very helpful for Ice Trinex though, so I guess that's
if we haven't seen a Trinex yet, so that is still on the table.
Yeah, when you get this late without seeing Trinex, there's that bias for for the restrictive bosses being in the basement of GP, making Trinex a little more likely.
We do get an Armos Knights fight here for our green pendant. So it's kind of like a vanilla green pendant. But nothing in ice proper other than that gold sword.
Yeah, so I don't think either of these runners will feel too great after this.
No, I mean, I think you turn in that green pendant right away and hope it's something.
Yeah, for sure. Hope for maybe vanilla green pendant giving you the boots.
Yeah, it could happen.
Because neither runner is going to feel good to go up to the mountain and find like Cane of Samaria and boots just sitting up on the mountain.
Here's a check we haven't done yet.
Oh, yes,
the man
hasn't
under the
done
bridge.
this yet.
Yeah, we have not seen this. I don't think there's a better time to do it than right now, so MM2 going to do it right now. And you can just loot the 5.
They thought you can actually, I think, check this with the red bomb.
Yes, I've seen that done. I think you got to be kind of careful about it.
You do.
Yeah. Anytime you're swimming, you need to make sure you don't hit that A button. For a long time, I didn't even realize that you could swim with other buttons, which, but...
And you got to make sure you jump in through the docks, because the bomb, it just doesn't like to jump. It's fine with the water. It does not like jumping off cliffs, and I don't really blame it. But if you go in a dock, it will jump into the water.
But, I mean, I guess there's still the possibility of a Cane of Samaria on Pyramid Ferry, but not likely, so...
Yeah, because it's still Boots Lock Desert.
Yeah.
Oh, is this required?
Okay. So, yeah, that works out really well for our runners, because now they can just go do Turtle Rock.
Yeah, I think now these runners will actually feel really good about their decision, feel like they're back in the race.
Yeah. Unfortunately for Zelga, that means he's still trailing. We still have the boots outstanding. We're going to find out in a second whether or not that Bombos medallion is going to matter.
Yeah, and the Bombos medallion is one big hurdle that Zelga needs to get over. And then the boots, because the boots probably are going to just be in Death Mountain or Turtle Rock, because at this point, I mean, they could be in Mire, but otherwise, there's just not that many places left.
Yeah. And I've often said, yeah, we are in boots mode, which is, I think, we talk about ice rod hunts, but the boots hunt is worse. Because guess what you don't have? Typically, if you have an ice rod hunt, probably you have boots.
And that's in like an annoying location. Like if your opponent gets the ice rod earlier than you, but they still had to work a lot for it, it's not as bad. Whereas if they got the boots earlier, like they had the boots longer.
That's right. And these dead rocks not being nice to MM2. Because, that's what they're paid to do. They're paid to be mean. And it is Ether. So it's a good thing for M2 that he did do that catfish check.
Yeah.
And Zelga is going to be able to skip the Smith chain, which is really good for him. So long as he doesn't try and do that before heading up to Turtle Rock.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy considering, like, if you're playing the seed from MM2's perspective, how bad the seed feels. But his route is actually among one of the better ones you're going to be able to have done. Because, like, he got to skip Aga. He got to get that Cane of Samaria relatively early. He did the Ether Medallion, which those are things that he could have easily not have done.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's kind of tough to feel good about your routing when you're this late in the seed and they still got to beat Turtle Rock and Desert and GT. Yeah. But I think this is a really good route so far from MM2.
Okay, so Zelga flute to 5, let's hope.
Yeah, I think you almost have to. If you invested that much time in Ice Palace.
And got nothing but that gold sword, I always turn in that green pendant right away. Sometimes, if you get good things in Ice Palace and there's like one more item left, I can see skipping out in the green pendant for a little while. But in this case, we didn't get anything. So Zelga's best chance, I think at this point, if he chooses to do... So MM2 went straight into Turtle Rock. They're still looking for the boots. If Zelga chooses to do the other checks, the Hookshot Cave and the Super Bunny Cave, and finds the boots before MM2 does. Not only would he have the boots longer, he'd be able to use them in Turtle Rock. So that would be best case scenario for him if those two things happen.
Yeah, I think that could give, because he's going to need a little bit of help to even if you out execute MM2, you need to do it by a lot because they're just he has a decent sized lead. But yeah, getting the boots and being able to go mode Turtle Rock would be very helpful.
So to answer chat, when Zelga did Aga Tower, he mirrored out. Was it the top or it was one of the rooms with the...
It was the room with the guard and the bridge that you can fall off of right before Aga.
Right, it was the top. So yeah, so basically did the entire climb twice. A quick swap mishap. And Zelga is going to do this. I think he is going to do these other checks first. At the very least, he's doing Super Bunny. We got a couple of heart pieces in Super Bunny, so we got 4 more checks in Hookshot Cave. Meanwhile, so far, Turtle Rock not giving us the boots yet.
Get to take a look at Hookshot Cave. I mean, at this point, if it's going to be in one of these two, it's got to be, it's like a 50-50. Otherwise, it's going to be in like Mire.
Yeah. Could be in Misery Mire.
So I'm trying to think between these two runners. Zelga has Smith Chain still, but I don't know what else that between these two we haven't seen.
Not in Hookshot Cave.
And Mire, normally only the 2 items, so it doesn't seem like a great dip, but in Map Compass Shuffle, it's got 4. So
it's 4 items, and we can do all of them. I feel like Zelga was hedging his bets on whether this was Bombos or not, and thus doing the Dark Roll checks beforehand.
Yeah, that makes it a lot easier to do it that way.
It's not Mimic Cave. So when they're done with Turtle Rock, MM2 also has the back of Thieves Town. He has Misery Mire, and that I think is it.
Left side swamp.
Oh, there it is. Never mind.
And there are the boots.
They both have left side swamp.
Yeah, they both do.
Yeah, there it is. It's in the big chest.
Yeah, I feel like they would both have to have gone to Mire just because if you got to commit to your skips at this point. But
yeah.
Boot showing up there gives MM2 his go mode.
Yeah, and Zelga will get it shortly after, and it kind of, I mean, there's big key routing, and that kind of doesn't just go for. No, wait, it's there is only big key. I was about to say Misery Mire, but Misery Mire we're never gonna do because it is a pendant.
Yeah,
we're
Desert big key routing is easy. It's just on the torch.
Yeah, we know where the big key is for Desert, so it's all gonna be GT big key routing. That's the Zelga's best chance to make up time at this point.
Yeah, and I feel like you're also going to need some sort of mishap along the way because it's a big enough lead that MM2's got a pretty comfortable cushion now. He's basically a whole Turtle Rock ahead.
Zelga, maybe you could gain a little bit of time if he does the let's do big chest before Mimic Cave check.
Yeah.
Which is very popular when you're go -1. And it will work this time because we'll see if you... I wonder. I don't know if he's apt to do that in general. Some people swear by it. Others will pretty much never do it.
I like the math behind it because, I guess it depends how many checks you have left in the game, how good the math is. But for this situation, I think this is a very good situation for it. Because there's 2 things. There's the mode, do all the checks as efficiently as possible, and then MM2 seeing you can't zero cycle Trinex there, like I said earlier. It is vanilla Trinex. That's
boring.
Yeah, it's so annoying when you try to zero cycle him and the firehead just blocks you and you take the firehead damage.
But the other weird thing about Trinex in Boss Shuffle is his ice breath attack does not stay on the floor, and I think that's even true in when he's in Turtle Rock, so that makes it a little bit easier that way at least. Yeah,
I never noticed. I haven't fought him in Turtle Rock enough to know, but yeah, that's a good point.
Mirror shield on Trinex. Nice.
So just MM2 just gonna need to do a quick flute over to desert, and then yeah, they'll be into GT.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and switch that to MM2. Now that MM2's got a clear lead, I'm gonna go ahead and switch the audio to him. I know you all like the, I believe it's the Ace Attorney music.
Yeah, Ace Attorney
let's
trilogy.
See what MM2 has going for us. Looks like he just has the regular music. I mean, I'm a sucker for regular music anyway, so it's all good.
Yeah, the regular music is very good. Otherwise, MSUs would have had to have been used a few quicker. It's a nice change of pace to use the MSUs, but you can still use the same music the whole time. It's fine.
Wait, did Zelga get the skip and then he went back out because he was thinking? You didn't, yeah. It looks like I was paying attention to M2 at the time, but it looks like he did skip out on Mimic Cave, got the boots, and it didn't quite register with him fast enough, so he walks out and walks back in.
Maybe it's the first time that's paid off.
I know, right?
You do it a billion times, and most of the time it's just a 3-second time loss or whatever. But today you get the 40 seconds.
Yeah, you get the time gain.
Yeah, it still saves time even if you mirror at the big chest.
Oh, absolutely.
And then there's just a Mothula back here for MM2. We did see that about an hour ago when they were first in here for the boots. So we did see that Trinex, though, in Turtle Rock, so it's less likely we get a nice Trinex, though not impossible. There still is one more duplicate boss outstanding.
Right.
We have not seen Vitreous
or
Argus.
Yeah, no Vitreous, no Argus, no Lanmo?
Yeah, no Lanmo either. So if the Vitreous and Argus are less likely to be in the basement, actually Lanmo too. So it might be it's probably more likely to be either a duplicate or one of them got duplicated and are in the basement. But we will see. I really like when Argus is in the second run of the climb because then you don't have to kill him. You just can get past him.
Because as soon as he leaps up in the air, the door magically opens because the game thinks that there's no enemy on the screen.
Yeah, I think it gets rid of Argus and then brings in a different Argus. So there's a temporary break between Arguses that opens the door. You just sneak out between shifts.
Okay, very quick Trinex on Zelga's side, and he'll flute over and do a very quick desert. In the meantime, numbers. Why do we have numbers? We got numbers.
Well, we've got everyone's favorite guessing game, the Big Key guessing game. We had the Aga Tower Blue Ball guessing game earlier, but today we've got the Prime Big Key guessing game. Pick a number between 1 and 22 where you think the Big Key is going to be. Do you have a particular number today, Tracy?
I'll just go with my standard 5. Let's not be. I don't like to be too trolly to the runners, and 5 seems to be a nice low number, but not too easy.
I'll pick number 14. I like that number. It's nice. It's fairly deep, and it's a lot of different chests depending on how you route it. So.
So I'm gonna go get that big key on the torch as we open GT on MM2 side.
All right.
Let's see. Going to the left first. Money we don't need.
Yeah, I like this route particularly in boss shuffle because I want to do that boss in the ice room as late as possible.
Yeah, absolutely. Get a bunch of small keys. Oh, he's gonna keep going. Okay. Maybe this is Rando Rush. We'll see.
Yeah, sometimes you'll have runners that kind of do the inverse of the if there's a key on the right, go right side, where if there's 2 keys on the left, you go left. And for Rando Rush. So yeah, the normal numbers, I'm going to be way off keeping track. So we're on 6 now. I had to actually count them and not just do my secret count backwards trick.
You mean the subtract from 22 trick? That's what I always end up doing.
Oh, I actually do it even in half, because like with the Dark Magician route, it's 11 until you get to that chest you just did. So at 7 is 3 bombs. So Zelda could actually save a decent amount of time if it's just Hope Room Big Key.
Yeah. It's just number 9, because once again, we have a compass for this dungeon. It makes counting really easy.
Very nice. So yeah, this has been, I mean, it's going to be a really long seed, but I think this seed it was just going to be a long one. Even the big key route MM2 took was pretty good. And with that gold sword and silvers, not actually that many hearts for these runners, which is a bit surprising. There must be a lot of hearts in GT.
Probably. 11's not. 11 and 12, respectively. It's not too bad, though.
No, it's fine for doing it. It's just like a bit of a curiosity considering how full clear of the seed this was, that they're only on 11 or 12. I'm going to switch in between silvers and not up here, because sometimes silvers they're just laggy and you don't need them to kill those Stalfoses. And we'll see who's in the climb today. I wouldn't be surprised to see an Argus in the second room.
And Zelda is going to go do Hope first. See if he follows us all the way to Compass Room, he's definitely going to lose a lot of time. Yeah, it looks like he's following this. Unfortunately, gets that small key. It's going to take him. So instead, he's not going to be able to gain time. In fact, we'll lose time.
Yeah. Well, once there was really no way to save time on MM2's route.
No.
Yeah, there was. I mean, you even opened the left side chests first. And we'll get to see the little Argus trick, where once he takes his big old jump out the screen, the door. It doesn't even need to take the jump. I guess. He's already gone.
Yeah, it looks like MM2 was setting up to kill him. I wonder if he didn't quite know and just saw the door open. Was like, I guess I better get out of here.
It's funny, Trinex can also do that, but he has to, after you kill the ice and fire heads, he has to go off screen. He doesn't always do it.
Yep.
Now, for this last one, it's most likely Vitreous, because we haven't seen a Vitreous, and it can't be a Land Moles. This was the only other one we saw, so it had to be our last duplicate for this last boss to not be a Vitreous.
So it could be Vanilla Moldorm. That's possible. The only boss we didn't see was Misery Mire and Ice Basement, not Ice Palace.
Yeah, and we know we have Vitreous, Land Moles, and then our duplicate left. But Land Moles can't be in the Moldorm room.
Right. Oh my god, MM2, please.
He's got powder, so he'll be fine as long as this room doesn't kill him.
Yeah.
Being nice and careful.
He might have a fairy stash. I know we've gotten a few of those.
Oh yeah, that's true. They did get a fairy at least one point and never died. It is Vitreous.
Yeah, but we have silver, so this will be...
Yeah, I think I prefer. It might even be preferable to do the Cape Gold Sword like he's doing, because it's.
Yeah, but if you're gonna do Cape Gold Sword slash, don't swing. Yeah. Because you can actually kill with Cape slashes. You can kill Vitreous very, very quickly. You can actually kill the big eyeball before. Well, you can do it on any level of sword, but it doesn't save time on other swords. But on gold sword, you can do a very quick kill the big eyeball before you kill the little eyeballs if you do it with the cape.
All right, see how good MM2 does on his geometry today. A quick double, another double. And a third double, so pretty nice. 3 cycle, he can't complain about. And so onto the Ganon fight. This should be a pretty straightforward one with the gold sword and the silver arrows.
Okay, setting up for the 1-on-1, which should be pretty easy fight this time, at this point.
Yeah, it just needs the 6 gold sword slashes. It's very free to do the 1-on-1 with with the gold sword. These runners, I'm sure, are competent with it at the red sword, but gold sword just makes it completely free.
Yeah, I mean, people talk about it not making a huge difference. In the sense of time, as long as you don't mess it up with the tempered. But, just having that slightly easier fight is kind of nice, too.
And you can go for the gold silverless hits, which is always fun. Slashes.
I mean, you can do that with temper too, but you need more of them.
Yeah, they don't do as much, so it's never. Sometimes if you have the choice between he gets really high on the screen, it can be easier to slash him than try to charge it and fail. All right, down goes Ganon for MM2. So a bit of a long seed today, but MM2 is going to come out victorious. All he has to do is cross this bridge, so get your GGs in chat for MM2.
And he will finish with an official race time of 1:40.54. Take a 1-0 lead in this series, and Zelga doesn't want to finish with the issues that he had. Can't really blame him for not wanting to finish this out. Doesn't even know what the last boss is. Maybe it's going to be one he doesn't want to do, so we'll go ahead and see if we can get both of them into the interview. Looks like they're both going to join us. MM2, Zelga, welcome. GG's, guys.
GG's.
Yo, GG's.
So, pretty close race. The whole AGA situation was bizarre. I think it mostly would have evened out MM2 really late to that Master Sword that was required in the Hera Big Chest because he tried to Herapod away from it. But Zelga, that unfortunate mirror really hurt you, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. There were just some things where my mind wasn't in the game at the time. So, honestly, when it happened, it just kind of helped me relax to where I was like, I don't care anymore. Let's just play it out, see what happens. And, I mean, in some ways it helped me. It pushed me to ice a lot faster than I would have. But, I mean, when you do 2 Aga Tower climbs, last location bits, it's very easy to expect to lose on this one, so
yeah,
I've just kind of been watching the race time room for a while.
Yeah, that last location mitts did not help. That was also a big advantage for MM2. Pull clearing back at the East Town didn't help either. MM2 was able to route that whole area much more efficiently and did not do the back at the East Town. So those little things will make a difference. MM2. Hera.
Hera. I don't know. I did Hera first because I was hoping to find potentially Mitz Pearl or one of Mitz Pearl and the other one on East Death Mountain to be able to do Dark Death Mountain there, potentially get some other info out of that. And then, yeah, that's just an always rule for me. I will pretty much always skip Hera Big Chest if Big Key's in the basement, and sometimes it bites you. This is how it is. Honestly, I felt pretty solid about getting that Master Sword pretty late, because I know, like, if you last location something, it's very unlikely you're going to get it before your opponent does, but
Right.
it's like with that sort of a item placement, it's probably not too terrible. So, and plus I got the hammer out of it, which if you got the Master Sword, I personally probably would have also done Aga if I gotten the Master Sword my first trip in Hera.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was my next question. Was if you gotten that Master Sword. It's a little more of a risk in map compass shuffle, of course, because it's guaranteed to be an item.
It's definitely more of a risk, but then but once I saw the cape on Desert Ledge was when I really started feeling the Aga. The Aga feeling. It's like I was like, oh, this is probably Aga, or at least logically Aga. And then I got the lamp and back escape. Okay, yeah, this is probably Aga. I just need to find that pearl, and then I can go actually do it, and then I'll have all of West Dark World, and I can do things with life. And then I got the hammer on Zora Legend, and I was like, okay, so this is probably still Aga, but it's not logically Aga.
No, you mean it's not hard required Aga. It was absolutely logically Aga.
Yeah, hard required logically, yeah, you're right.
So...
Yeah,
and you both end up sequence breaking that hammer in the end. Since Zelga, you got it with the catfish check, which is really good that you went back to that MM2, because for a while it was okay. When does MM2 get the ether? When does Zelga get Bombos, which was on purple chest? And it kind of felt like it was going to be a lot harder for MM2 to get back to catfish, but it turns out no, he went back there, and I guess the best time for him after the pod play, and then it ended up being the one you needed. Fortunately, Zelga, you did not have to go grab that purple chest after you found those late myths. So
yeah, I was kind of hoping that the Bombos would have paid off as some sort of advantage, but I guess this is like the second race in my group bracket stage that an ether on catfish has helped me in some sort of a race.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was, I don't know what race it was. I think it was match 2 versus Laggy that I won off of a required ether on catfish. But this was like one of the first times where I had the opportunity to go hype pyramid catfish on the start of Dark World, and I didn't. But because I wanted to get Bombas Tablet in, and then once I got the mitts, I was like, okay, let's just do Smith's Chain and then do Thieves' Skull, which for all I knew were 2 clearable crystals. Obviously, Thieves wasn't a crystal, but still 2 clearable dungeons.
Right, and we saw one of you do a map check, so we knew Meyer was a pendant. So I feel like for at least one, maybe both of you, once you found that Thieves Town was a pendant, you knew your pendant crystal layout.
Yeah, I knew that Meyer was a pendant pretty early. I don't know about obviously I don't know about Zelga.
It was kind of late for me. Like, I think I definitely knew it was a pendant before I went into Swamp, but it was not too long before that I found out.
Yeah, so I mean, you were able to go to Skull Woods and get that crystal, which works out pretty nicely. So in your case, Zelga, you didn't know for sure the Skull Woods was a crystal, so good that it was, I suppose. But yeah, and go ahead.
I was just going to ask MM2, you went to Ice Palace before the mountain. I was kind of wondering what went into that decision there.
I just full cleared all of Dark World for pretty much nothing except a potentially required Ether Quake. I don't feel too good about where I am. Let's do something stupid.
Makes sense.
Fair enough. Well, I mean, you both in the end did ice.
Yeah, plus it's 5 items. No. Yeah, it's 6 items against 6. Just ice is slower but if you count Green Pendant, ice as 6 items.
Yeah, ice is slower because no cane, but in this case, hard required. Yeah, you couldn't skip out. You had to do the Ice Palace bomb jump. Like I always say, you still need to know how to do the Ice Palace bomb jump because you sure don't want to have to do the logical Ice Palace clear. So.
Yeah, no, thank you.
But we were talking about the the tablets. I mean, it was kind of fun. I have never seen a Moon Pearl with a Moon Pearl description on a tablet before.
This definitely isn't the first time, but it's pretty close too. I knew what it was though, because I've
it's
well, yeah, that, and I've also looked at like the whole list of it before.
Oh,
so
okay.
I knew what it was, but it was like, oh, this is something you don't see every day. Sad I missed out on the Pearl on Ped spoiler race from like a couple of years back.
Still holding out hope for one of those to happen in a non-spoiler too. All right, anything in closing for you guys before we head out? It's been a long seed.
I got a kind of an interesting question, Zelga, for you. I like your cat facts. Just want to put that out there. Where do you get all those from?
Various internet sources and just some things I've seen in the past history. So, just general, maybe can sign up for like cat fact texts and just copy paste those in.
Yeah, really, really cool. For those of you that don't know, there is a note section on the tournament schedule, and Zelga always puts. I always know that he's signed the race up because he'll put a cat fact into the notes, and it's always fun to look at.
Yeah, that one about cat. I always thought cat allergies were because of the hair, but not that. Was a surprise to me.
Yeah, I had heard that one before, but I'd honestly forgotten it. So I'm happy to spread the news about cat allergies.
All right. Now, anything else you all want to add before we close this out?
I don't know. I don't have much more. Just GG's. Good luck tomorrow on game 2.
Yeah, same. GG's. Well-earned win. Thank you, Dane. Thank you, Tracy. Thank you, Sorcerer Finch. I appreciate all the work that goes into putting these on. Matt Ewuck for putting it all together. Thank you again, and look forward to tomorrow's race.
And that race tomorrow will be at the same time, but it will be on the main SpeedGaming channel. So yeah, I'll be looking forward to tuning into that one as well. It looks like for the rest of the day, there's only one more match on the schedule. We do have Jejo versus Mugglecharm over on SpeedGaming 3. That'll be at 10:40 Eastern. And then tomorrow's schedule starts with a 12:10 p.m. Just afternoon between Yagamoth and Azure over on SpeedGaming 2. At 2 o'clock, we have Humbug versus Willard J. Bradley over in the ALTTP Randomizer channel. I always have to remember not to say R twice there. And then several other races also on the schedule. So plenty of Link to the Past action to tide you guys to keep you guys busy and everybody watching. And as we're in the first week of brackets, still lots of races. So really fun week. But yeah, that's pretty much. Yeah, go ahead, Dane.
I was just gonna say thanks again for everyone who came out and everyone who helped make this happen. I'll see you later.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks to runners, thanks to Dane for joining me, and of course, always the MVPs of our tournaments, Sorcerer French on the tracking, doing a great job clicking those buttons behind the scenes. And we'll see you all at the next race.